Hey guys, wherever you are, I hope you're having a good day. We're going to do a really quick experiment video today. The other day I was on YouTube and I saw one of the users post a quick way to clean some wheat pennies that you dig. Of course, these coins are not very valuable once they come out of the ground unless you find a really rare key date. But we're going to use two simple items. The first is hydrogen peroxide, and actually the second is just some baking soda. So it's going to be a two-part process. We're going to do this together. We're going to try it out and we're going to see what we think about the process, see if it really works. Alright guys, just a quick disclaimer too. Basically, you're not going to want to try this process with any coin that you think may be valuable. Also, if you like the green patina that comes up on the coins once you dig them out of the ground, I would stay away from this process. I have no idea how it's going to turn out, but also never use this process on any silver coin or any coin of value. It's just a common sense thing. This is just for fun. We're going to play with some wheat pennies and see what happens with it. Alright guys, so here are just some of the items that we're going to use for this little experiment. Of course, we have the hydrogen peroxide, we have the baking soda. This is just tap water. This will be our bowl that we pour the peroxide. Then we have our bag of wheat, so we're going to go through this in a second and find some dirty ones to do this experiment on. So what I've done, I've looked through my wheat pennies. This seems like a pretty good starting point. As you can see, if you can, with the focus, most of these are dug. Some of these that have come out of the farm fields are in far worse shape. I like the ones with this green patina to it. But again, there shouldn't be anything super valuable. Over here too, these pennies just came out of coin rolls and they're just dirty from circulation. So we're going to try this set of pennies. So basically there's 11 pennies here. We're going to try the experiment with these pennies first and see how it turns out. Alright guys, the very first step in this process, we're going to take some of this hydrogen peroxide carefully. We're going to throw it in this little container. And we're going to microwave this until it starts to a good rapid boil in the microwave. So hang tight and we'll do that. So I just set the bowl down. I microwave this for about 2 minutes and 22 seconds. So what I'm going to do, we've got our pennies, and I want to kind of drop them in various locations so they won't block each other. So we're going to zoom in on this. We'll just watch this process. I can already see a lot of dirt coming up and bubbling up. You should probably do this in a well-ventilated area, which I am not. The smell is not very good. So basically I'm going to try not to breathe these fumes. And we'll just fast forward the process till the end. Hang tight. Okay, so this process has been going on for probably at least 4 to 5 minutes. And I mean, it's still a pretty rapid boil if you check it out. You can see the dirt coming up. I'm hoping this will be a good indicator that this is going to be a good process to clean these wheats. So I'm not going to bore you with watching this bubble. Basically, once this stops boiling and stops bubbling, what I'm going to do, I'm going to lay the pennies out here along this towel. We're going to dip them in some water. We're going to take some baking soda and we're going to make sure that we rub it into the pennies, and hopefully that should be the last step in getting them looking good and clean. So hang tight. Alright, so we're going to try this process one-handed. So I'm just picking a random coin out and we'll take a look at this together. Yes, I know I'm wearing rubber gloves. I'm not a wuss. I'm just actually doing some work and I don't want to get my hands too dirty. So, I don't recall which one this was, but it's one we obviously dug. There's a lot of dirt there. You can see it coming off. So let's just dip it in some water. Try to dry it off a little. So just the peroxide Makes a pretty good difference right off the bat. So let's do the baking soda as well. And in the videos I saw, basically they just take their thumb and rub it in, do some on the back as well. Alright, so let's do this process again. We'll rinse. Let's move it to a side without the baking soda. And let's see what we got. I would have to say that's not terrible for the first coin. Now the back doesn't look as good. But let's continue this process. We'll keep going and see what everything looks like. Alright, here's a good example before I go on to the next part of the video. We'll rinse this one off because this is one I know for certain came out of the farm field. The reason I know is because the chemicals in the field, you can see they're not very kind on these coins. And again, this is a, as far as wheat pennies go, this is the newest version. It's a 58D, so last year they made a wheat. So let's do the same thing. Let's put some baking soda. Sprinkle it on one side, sprinkle it on the other. Get a little bit more water. Not sure about this. Alright, I'm going to turn the camera off. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to finish up all these wheat pennies. I'm going to clean them up the best I can with this process, and we're going to let you see what you think with your own judge. Alright guys, I just got done with this process. As you can see, the water, this did have the peroxide in it, but I dumped it and replaced it with water because we needed a lot more, obviously, because look at how disgusting that is. You can see the mess I've made. And we're going to look over here at the coins themselves. I'm going to start here at the bottom. All these coins here at the bottom, I'm 99% certain came out of a farm field, so they were in really rough shape anyway. I mean, you can tell it's a wheat penny, barely. I mean, it's barely recognizable. Take a look at another one. So the process on pennies that are out of the farm field did not do very well in my opinion. They still look just as terrible as ever. Alright, and then one more here. You can see this one, it's a 58D, and you remember seeing this one before we started this process. I could probably work on this one a little more, but I'm pretty disappointed. I actually like the green patina on this coin before we messed with it. Kind of separated these in tiers. These were the 3 pennies that I know that were in the worst condition out of all of these pennies. Over here, this one, I guess you could say it does look a little bit better. It's a 1920, no mint. But I don't know, again, it takes off all that green patina. And then we have this one here. I mean, virtually it did nothing. This one's just eat up pretty bad. This may have actually been another farm field coin as well. Up here, though, we have some of the wheats that we dug that were in some soil that wasn't as harsh as the ones down here, like the farm fields with all the chemicals. They were found in yards. So here's one that cleaned up fairly well. This 41, it cleaned up really nice, I'd have to say. And this is out of a yard. This one looks like a 55. I wouldn't say this one cleaned up very well at all. Then we had the ones that were circulated coins that I actually found. This one cleaned up pretty well, but again, if you do this to a coin that has any value, then you've destroyed the value. The staining to the right hand of the coin I could not get off no matter how hard I scrubbed. But you can see it brought the shine of this coin back out. That's for sure. And then this was kind of a surprise. I just picked this coin out. I know this is a circulated coin. If you look closely, this is a zinc penny, or a Zinken, or a Zinklinken. They did these in 1943 as an experiment during the war because we needed the copper to go into battle. So in this one it did help. I mean, I didn't even know that this was a zinc or a steel penny or steel wheat, however you want to call it, until I did this process. Alright guys, that's it. Tell me what you think. Peroxide and baking soda. Personally, I'm not very impressed with this process whatsoever. It seems like the wheat pennies that came out better, I probably could have taken a toothpick to and delicately cleaned those and been a lot more happy with the results. This did do the trick, however, but you know, and then we go down into the wheat pennies that were farm field finds. I mean, they're pretty much roached. There's nothing you can do to save those. So tell me in the comments, what do you think? Did I do this process correctly? Is there something else I could have done? Do you have another technique? Let me know in the comments. And thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.
What are you doing, crazy guy?